What is up, everyone? It's Kamakazi here today, and today I wanted to talk about Update 5.4. This is definitely a content-based update where we will see a new map, a new robot, 3 new legendary pilots, one of which has not even been publicized, and 2 new weapon skins. Very interesting. Let's get into it, everyone. Alright, so we start off this overview with the new robot, the Leech, everyone. So this is a robot that has already been kind of predetermined. We already heard about it on the test server, and it is a really interesting robot, definitely a glass cannon build, with 4 heavy weapon slots and a redirection damage ability, where basically once you activate that ability, any damage that hits you will actually get redirected at a rate of about like 35% or so. It also has a 90% resistance while in an ability, but other than that, it's a glass cannon. It's super weak outside the ability. So how are you going to counter this? First of all, definitely make sure to hit it in its off ability when it's not using its ability, guys. And also make sure not to hit it and just watch out for it when it is in that ability, because that ability, it stings, trust me. Alright, guys. I would definitely watch out, though, because this could become a meta robot, and I'm really hoping that it won't. Glass cannons, for some reason in warbots, have a tendency to become super overpowered. We've seen it before with the Hellburner, the Spectre, and then, of course, the Ares. So just watch out. I would watch out for this robot. It's definitely a powerful robot, though. So I would recommend buying it or not buying it, getting it when it does come out. Alright. So, yep, that's the image of the Leech for those of you guys that wanted to see it. And also, remember that in the video it mentioned, the warbots will be giving away 100 leeches to the top 100 players in, oh my goodness, in the Yandy Showdown, which we'll get into next. So there is a new map and / event, or it's a lot of different things, and it's called the Yandy Showdown. So this is a special event, and it is special. You will get special crates, of course, like all events. It's one of those loot box rewards. I'm not a huge fan of loot boxes, but in the past, you know, we've been getting some pretty decent things from them, especially considering that even free-to-play players can actually get these tokens, so it's always really nice. Alright, so special crates. Complete daily tasks, get tokens, open special crates with powerful loot. You can win the Leech, the Behemoth, Phantom, and new limited weapons. So that's crazy. You can win some of the newest robots in the game, the Phantom and Behemoth, and also the Leech, the newest one. And I think that you'll probably be able to get other versions of robots and stuff like the Ares and stuff like that. They've always had those in the past where you can buy other robots and weapons in this special event. The special arena, the Yandy Coliseum. So this is a 1v1 fight match, kind of brawl it out style battle. Now the 1v1 is actually, it's a complete 1v1. It's a very small map for those of you guys that have not seen it. Here's the image of it for those of you guys that want to see it. It kind of looks like a wacky canyon map, I guess. It's got a lot of platforms, a lot of different things. But yeah, it's got a lot of elevated places. How I would play the strategy, evidently you're only going to have a Phantom and a Falcon. You're going to be versing it off. That's what I've heard. But it's got a lot of elevated platforms and stuff, so definitely use that vertical cover to your advantage and make sure to try and get the high ground as much as possible. So that always helps out. Alright, now, of course, it's an experimental map, they're saying, and that it could, during the first weekend of the event, 2 pilots enter, 1 pilot leaves. So they're saying that there's going to be a skirmish, basically, before we get into the arena event. Yes, this is going to be a arena-style match, as we heard before. Basically, arena matches are basically where you put in money in the pool, 100 gold usually, sometimes more, sometimes less, and what ends up happening is you guys fight it out, and it's winner takes all. Winner gets the reward, you know? Well, not winner takes all, winner takes a lot of the reward. So it's always, you know, if you want to get some gold, want to trash some noobs there, this is always the way to go, I guess. And we'll see if we'll like matchmaking and stuff. Maybe it will be like Champion League player against Champion League player, Bronze League player against Bronze League player, but that's not what it's been like in the past. So definitely milk as much gold out of that as you can. Alright. And also, new event weapons. The Yandy Pack. Ooh, Now, this is interesting. This is very interesting. These new weapons are kind of like a royal style fighting. I don't know where I got that from, but like As you can see, it's for the Avenger and the Corona. So the Corona has this kind of bronze style with it, and then a red line going straight through it. And then we have this kind of lion Avenger here, this very silverish Avenger with also, some kind of faded gray at the top of the Avenger cannons, and then black. And then we have the gold lion looking out. Oh my goodness! Imagine what's that Aljun that you can get from the pack, from the Battle Pass rewards. Imagine putting this cool Avenger on that. Oh my goodness! So overall, they're looking pretty nice, pretty decent. So it's not really any like new weapons or robots. It's one new robot and just a limited edition skins. So not too much on that part. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. those I want that Avenger. I'm not gonna lie. I'm an Avenger person, guys. I just love the style of the Avenger, and I want to use that thing so badly. It just looks so cool. Now, again, remember, the limited edition weapons do not add any damage to... There's no boost to it. It's just purely for customization, so remember that. But yes, they are real weapons, and they are coming to Warbots very soon. So, the new legendary pilots, Kamakazi for the Falcon. So, what does this thing do? Now, I had to go into the game to figure this out, because they didn't really tell us. It's actually very... It's an interesting ability. So, as we know, the Traditionalist Falcon has been a very powerful player in the Champion League play, and even in some of the lower league plays, as it's a very cheap build, but also it's very powerful. So now we see the legendary pilot, which is called Comax Ambition, the weapon in its second slot. So the second weapon slot is the center slot. So if you're having a Traditionalist Falcon, this will affect that slot. It in the slot 2 of the Falcon deals more damage. So it's about like once you level the entire thing up, it's probably gonna be like around 10% more damage. So if you're running like a regular Falcon, you're probably not gonna notice too much extra damage, unless you're in that kind of suppressed style where you don't have those 3 heavy weapons kind of coming out. But if you have a Traditionalist Falcon, oh my goodness, 10 or even 15% extra damage. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a lot of extra damage. So, for those of you players that are the full MK2 players, you're gonna you're gonna probably get this pilot because it's gonna get you a lot more damage. For me though, personally, I'm a free-to-play player. I have the Traditionalist Falcon. I wouldn't buy it. I would spend your gold on something else that would maybe be a little bit more worth it. And then we have the Phantom pilot, which is Olga Iskra Mia. How do I pronounce that? Mini Nina? I'm not even gonna, we're just gonna call her Olga. So, what she does is she makes the Phantom's ability last longer by around 2% when it's not all the way upgraded. Probably when it's all the way upgraded, it's gonna be about 10%. So the Falcon's ability lasts for, I think, 15 seconds, if I'm not mistaken. So the extra 10% will give you about 1.5 seconds of that increased speed, teleporting duration. It's not an overpowered, it's not really a powerful ability. It's not a powerful legendary pilot. It's not going to do very much for your Phantom, I don't really believe. Again, if you're a full MK2 player, I guarantee you're going to be getting this, but like for free-to-play players, I don't really recommend legendary pilots in general. But there is a third one, everyone. Yes, there is. It's called the Nemesis pilot. Let's see, can I find it? There we go. I'm searching through my camera roll right now looking for it. So, yes, they did not tell us about this. Oh my goodness, I lost it. I lost it. Okay, there we go. I got it. So, they did not actually tell us about this in the update notes or really anywhere. This is just in-game, and so his name is Soren de Vos. Yes, this is a real thing, and it's not fake. It is not fake, guys. This is a real pilot that Pixonic never really mentioned. There's kind of a... They didn't publicize this at all, which is really weird. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe they didn't mean to release this guy. But anyway, its ability name is Soren's Tenacity. So Nemesis's ability lasts longer, and even at level 1, it's 15% longer. So, at level 10, it could be 25 to 30% longer, and that is a lot. That is a lot, everyone. Considering the Nemesis's ability only lasts for about 4 seconds, this being added to it will significantly increase it by, I'm guessing, around a second, upwards of a second if you have it in its full level 10 ability. So for those of you Nemesis pilots, I'm going to be honest with you, this legendary pilot is looking really, really nice. I'm not usually into buying legendary pilots because they're normally not very powerful, but this Nemesis pilot is going to be a monster on your Nemesis. I would watch out because, 5 seconds ability and only an 8-second cooldown, Nemesis is going to be hard to kill with this thing. Really and truly. So, watch out for the Nemesis now, I guess, with this pilot. Alright, next up we have... What else? Usability and bug fixes. Yes, we always have those. Fixed an issue with connecting game profile to Facebook. Interesting. That's weird. And I feel like I had an issue or something with connecting to it, but I just thought it was my connection. It probably was my connection because when I delete Warbots to get onto the test server, because there's this weird thing with the Warbots test server where it won't download if you have the Warbots app. So I had to delete it and then I'd re-download it, and then connecting my Facebook to it sometimes would take a while. But I was also on vacation in a place that had not very good connection, so I thought that might have been why. Maybe it was the Facebook issue. Who knows? So that issue evidently is fixed. And then fixed an issue with incorrect pilot levels being shown. I remember it might have just been a syncing problem or whatever, but I actually changed my pilots, I forget what I did to my pilot. I had a Callsack pilot or something, and I changed the pilot out, and it actually didn't show up on my hangar screen, I guess. When you go into your hangar and has all your stats and stuff, it didn't show up there. It took 5 or 10 minutes to show up. That might have just been, again, syncing. It takes time, but also, I don't know, you guys might have seen that. Fixed a bug that made Tier move slower than it should. Tier's movement speed should increase. Really? That was a bug? I always thought that Tier is just way too slow. It was such a slow bot, even with modules and stuff. It just felt super slow and kind of unusable because the Tier, it was just really, really slow. And maybe that was a bug, and it looks like it was a bug, so Tier's movement speed should increase. Fix an exploit that spawned unkillable Waylands. Never saw that one. I saw ones where it was infinite stealth or whatever, or, you got to 1 health and then it wouldn't kill you or something like that, or infinite last stand. I never saw a Wayland issue. Interesting. Fix an issue with legendary pilots not being shown in the commander profile. Yeah, again, I never saw that. So it seems like a lot of issues with pilots and maybe just unkillable stuff or something like that. So yeah, overall, not too much in the usability and bug fixes. So what do I think of this update overall? I think that it is a really, really interesting update. It's got a lot of new content and stuff. Yandy Showdown is looking very nice. It's looking like a very nice map. I just do have one issue: 1v1s. It's an interesting thing. I think that, they could go a lot of wrong ways with this, and they could go with some right ways of using the Yandy Showdown. Really and truly, I don't know if after this update, after this event or whatever, if they're even going to use the Yandy Showdown anymore. I would assume it takes a lot of work to make those maps, evidently. So I would think that they would be, keeping the Yandy Showdown or adding it into something. A lot of people have been asking for new game modes. We only have FFA, Dom, and Beacon Rush, and Deathmatch. We don't have King of the Hill anymore. So maybe this could be the replacement. I don't know. But I do have some issues with 1v1s because it feels like it could be super unbalanced. I have a feeling that, going into a Yandy Showdown match in Champion League, it could be an issue because of just matchmaking and stuff. There are MK2 players, believe it or not, in Champion League. There are a lot of them. And they have the full MK2, they have the full pilots sometimes even. They have full modules. Some of them have everything fully maxed out. So going up against them as a free-to-play player, it's just not a good idea. I would not do that. So what I think is, we're going to have to look into the matchmaking. Maybe just keep this as a skirmish or something where there's already preloaded hangars. Or maybe make this map bigger or something, or add an expansion onto it and make it a 6v6 match. Or make it a 6v6 map. Because I think it could be very interesting. But I do enjoy seeing them attempting at making a new game mode. So we'll see how it works. Again, I'm not opposed to it, but we'll just have to see what they do with it, how it works out, and whether or not people like it. So it could be interesting. Also, I don't really think that the Leech is going to be way too OP, but it could. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that. The pilots and stuff are all pretty great. The Nemesis pilot could make the Nemesis powerful, a lot more powerful. So you could see that a little bit in the meta. Who knows? And of course, the Falcon buff could. The Falcon's legendary pilot is going to buff it pretty decently. So we'll have to look out for that also. And that's pretty much it. There isn't way too much massive game-changing stuff in this update. There's just a lot of new content, a lot of pretty interesting stuff. Also, for the event, I really hope that these loot boxes are fair and that they treat it with some amount of honesty in the odds and stuff, and they don't make it so that it's impossible to get some of those higher up rewards, because they have done that in the past. They've been getting better with that, actually. And so the 5th year anniversary update, I got some nice stuff. I know a lot of people got good stuff, and the chances of getting stuff were pretty good. But I just don't want them using shady techniques that sometimes a lot of these game developers do use when they're using the loot boxes such as this. So we'll see. Alright guys, that's the video. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day, please. Pretty please. And I'm going to see you next time. Bye guys.